POLYX is about to revolutionize the crypto world, and you won't believe what's happening. This little-known token has suddenly skyrocketed by 150% in just 3 days, and it's all thanks to the blockchain platform it powers, Polymesh. With BlackRock making moves into asset tokenization, Polymesh is positioned to be the go-to solution for regulated assets. Stick around as we dive into what Polymesh is all about and the factors behind this massive surge. So first off, what exactly is Polymesh? Polymesh is a special type of blockchain network designed specifically for managing regulated assets like securities. What sets it apart is that it's a permissioned blockchain, meaning participants need permission to access it, unlike open networks like Bitcoin or Ethereum that anyone can use. Polymesh was built from the ground up to handle the unique challenges that come with dealing with regulated financial assets on the blockchain. Things like ensuring compliance with regulations, protecting privacy and confidentiality, managing identity, and facilitating proper governance and settlement of transactions. It aims to replace slow and outdated processes in traditional finance with the efficiency and innovation enabled by blockchain tech. Now, at the center of the Polymesh ecosystem is its native cryptocurrency called POLYX. POLYX serves multiple key functions. It's used by node operators and stakers to secure the network through a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. It's used to pay transaction fees, and it enables holders to participate in governance of the Polymesh network. One of the cool things about how Polymesh is set up is that the interests of the node operators who run the network and the POLYX stakers are aligned. They're both incentivized to work together to guide the evolution and growth of Polymesh, and they get rewarded in POLYX when things go smoothly, but can also face penalties if rules aren't followed. This helps keep everyone on the same page. Okay, so with that context in mind, let's talk about the crazy price action we've seen with POLYX recently. In the span of just 3 days, the price of POLYX skyrocketed by 150%. It went from trading around $0.20 to hitting $0.50. That's a huge move that added over $250 million to the market cap, bringing it to over $400 million in total. So what's behind this massive rally? Well, it seems to be connected to some big news in the world of asset tokenization. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, just announced that they tokenized their first investment fund on the Ethereum blockchain. This is a huge step for a traditional finance giant like BlackRock, and it sparked a lot of excitement around the potential of tokenized real-world assets, or RWAs. BlackRock dipping its toes into blockchain-based funds is a major signal that institutions are getting a lot more serious about the technology. And it makes sense. Tokenizing real assets on the blockchain comes with a lot of potential benefits like increased liquidity, faster settlement, 24/7 market access, and fractional ownership. In the wake of the BlackRock news, we saw prices pumping for several crypto assets focused on RWAs besides Polymesh, like Centrifuge and Ondo, which each jumped over 30%. But POLYX was the clear standout with its 150% gain. This outsized move for POLYX compared to other RWA projects suggests that the market sees Polymesh as especially well positioned to benefit from growth in tokenized securities. Remember, Polymesh was purpose-built for this use case, with features tailor-made for handling regulated assets. So if more big institutions like BlackRock start tokenizing investment vehicles and other financial products, Polymesh could become the go-to blockchain for that activity. More assets getting tokenized on Polymesh means more activity and utilization for the network, which creates demand for POLYX and drives up the price. And Polymesh just announced this week that they're launching a new private version of their blockchain called Polymesh Private. This will exist alongside the public Polymesh chain and is meant to give institutions a way to get started with tokenization in a private environment that they are more comfortable with. The head of tokenization at Polymesh explained that a lot of the RWA tokenization happening with banks and big financial players today is still on private blockchains. So Polymesh Private aims to meet them where they're at and then give them an easy, future-proof path to transition to the public chain later on if they choose. Again, this could open up a lot more potential pipeline of tokenized assets that could ultimately end up on the public Polymesh network. Another key aspect of Polymesh to highlight is how it's optimized to handle security tokens. The chain is set up to automatically record transfers of security tokens, which in the traditional world requires a ton of cumbersome manual record keeping, paperwork, and third-party verification. By tracking ownership on-chain, Polymesh drastically streamlines this process and bridges the gap between token issuers and holders. It's just a lot cleaner and more efficient. Faster settlement, less overhead, and always up-to-date cap tables showing who owns what at any given time. In traditional private markets, it can be really hard to get this data, so solving this pain point is a big draw. So when you put all the pieces together, it's clear why there's a lot of excitement building around Polymesh and its potential to be a core infrastructure layer for the future of finance. If security tokens and other regulated assets do migrate to the blockchain at scale, as many expect, Polymesh is very well equipped to capture a lot of that activity. The fact that it's purpose-built for this, has strong compliance and governance rails, and offers both public and private options puts Polymesh in a great position to win business from both crypto-native projects and large institutions dipping their toes into the blockchain world. Of course, it's still early days and a lot can change, but the recent POLYX rally shows that the market is taking notice and sees significant upside potential. If Polymesh does become a leading tokenization platform, POLYX will be a major beneficiary as the fuel powering the network. If you want to buy or sell POLYX tokens, you can do it on big crypto trading websites. The most popular one is called Toko Crypto, where lots of people trade POLYX for a coin called USDT. In just one day, they traded more than $500,000 worth. You can also use other well-known sites like Gate.io and BingX to trade POLYX. Alright everyone, that's a wrap for today's video on Polymesh and the POLYX token. If you found this video informative and engaging, let me know what you think about Polymesh and the future tokenized assets in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe Digital Financial Freedom for more crypto content like this.